follow me when the sky starts to change. Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again.
We'll
have been gathering. You may feel hopeless, but I'll never let you go. Fly through the stratosphere and then I'll rip and scream it from your soul. Oh, we'll watch it fall. Now your clouds are all gone. Come and set your light through.
Hello, everybody, and all of you weebs out there, and welcome to Grappling with the Week, the show that brings you the hottest of wrestling news and highlights from the steamy kitchens of NXT to the gritty, fast-paced action of AEW. We talk about it all and give you a big old discussion piece to truly satisfy that hunger of professional wrestling content. We are brought to you by MMW Studio and hosted by your Weaves of the Ring. Let's stomp a mud hole in this week and get right into the action. Happy Thursday to everybody. It is almost the end of the week. August is almost upon us. It is going to be August 1st tomorrow, question mark?
3 hours.
Days bleed together, so that's neither here nor there, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the hottest party of the summer. SummerSlam is upon us. We've got 2 nights to talk about, 12 matches on this card, which is huge because we have 6 matches for each night. Big upgrade for good old Triple H with his booking and all that. But of course, welcome to all of our returning viewers, all of our returning listeners as well for checking out Grappling with the Week this week. This is our predictions show for SummerSlam. But of course, if you're new around here, again, you heard the intro. We're the Weebs of the Ring. I, of course, am your reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Watkins, here to help guide us through this card that we have, this massive card that we've got, and of course 6 hours of pre-show content on each day, but that's split between 3 hours, and whether we watch it or not, that's for you to decide. But of course, never alone in this endeavor. 2 lovely gentlemen are right above me. First and foremost, we have the man who claims to be a visionary. He self-proclaims to be a revolutionary. He's also a very positive influence and a positive voice around these parts in the podcast. And of course, he's going to give us some of his predictions, some of his thoughts on the build for this new SummerSlam that we're getting this year with these 2 nights and all that. Ladies and gentlemen, Legend D Vash. Vash, how are you doing tonight?
What's up, guys? It's your boy, the legendary human typhoon, Legendary Vash. And like he said, I'm your visionary, your messiah, the person that sees the future. And I love how the community gets to tell on what is he hurt or is he not hurt, the possibility of this being a real or not. It's pretty interesting on the timeline. I believe Bullet Ray and a few others have been questioning that they've been having this itch, that little scratch in the back, that something about this injury of thyself, aka Seth Rollins, is questionable. So I came with folks to break that down and talk about the possibility of 2 matches, maybe getting Money in the Bank, maybe not. So only time will tell.
Yeah, only time will tell with that. And yeah, we'll talk about Bully Ray's comments when we get to that match, or maybe another match it might entail. Who knows? But of course, to the left side of your screen, the top left, if you will, he is known around these parts as the genius of the mat. He is the guy that will help us process these stories going into SummerSlam and hopefully maybe help us understand about what's going on, maybe turn a few minds, a few heads, if you will. But he won't snap them off, though, like his stabby doll that he has right next to him, or his stabby ghost that's right on top of his head. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, drop this box. Drop, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, and yeah, it's honestly reminded me of WrestleMania season already, because we have that 2-night show. We got a busy weekend ahead of us, and yeah, I'm glad that we have like a 12-match card for this PLE. I mean, it's pretty good to just see a lot of people get attention on here, and it's very interesting to see where things could possibly develop moving forward. So I am super excited for that.
Oh yeah, same here. And yeah, especially a lot of the matches we're going to be talking about tonight have some good builds, especially compared to WrestleMania. I'll say this, I think I'm more excited for SummerSlam this year than I was WrestleMania this year. Especially with some of these matches we have, even the glorified celebrity match that we're getting this weekend. I'm actually really looking forward to how that turns out. But
yeah.
you know what? Let's dive right in. Let's get into this. This is all gonna be about SummerSlam, so we're gonna take our times kind of talking about everything's. We're going to give our predictions, of course, for each match, talking about the builds a little bit, whether there's been a good build, a bad build, or a mediocre at best build. So let's start right ahead with SummerSlam Night 1. These are going to be the matches, at least the last I heard, these were going to be the matches for Night 1 of SummerSlam. We're actually going to start with what may end up being the main event of Night 1. We've got the World Heavyweight title on the line. Gunther taking on CM Punk. Now, this match was made because CM Punk had won a gauntlet match. And yeah, him and Gunther have had a few promos going into this match. And there's a lot of talk, too, a lot of speculation about like Seth Rollins, if his injury is actually legitimate or not. And, we can dive right into that, too, as we discuss this. But let's kind of I want to start with talking about the build, everybody. So, Vash, how'd you think about the build of this match going into it? And just like, yeah, we can kind of start, I guess, this conversation about like Seth. Do you think he's actually injured? Is it a work? Is it a shooty shoot? Go ahead and tell me your thoughts.
When it comes to Seth actually being a ploy of his injury, it's possibility. It just depends how well Paul Heyman and the Seth writers, Triple H, and the writers wants to book this, because that's really depending on the scenario of what happened. We don't know, because we heard the reports that LA Knight was supposed to lose, and Seth was supposed to have a match with him in this SummerSlam, and then maybe have LA Knight go over. That was a possibility of the results originally for the Summer Night events, for Saturday night main event. However, when it came to the conclusion of what happened that night, Seth Rollins got injured. He got walk off. There's a few clips that he cursed, that he couldn't walk off correctly. So it showed a lot of emotion. However, when it comes to the build, I was saying we know that when CM Punk came back at the end of 2023, the start of 2024, during that holiday season in December, we know that CM Punk and Gunther, they had a lot of matches during the house shows. So we know that they experienced house shows throughout the time. But we never know how did it end up. We know that, some few clips did kind of surface online showing that CM Punk was a bit slow, was a bit sluggish. He was not up to par, up to the beat. However, when it comes to the potential of itself, when it comes to Gunther versus CM Punk, I'm excited. Could CM Punk hold the throne here? Possibility. I feel like I could give it to CM Punk here, but the caveat is that if he does win it, will Seth still come out and become champion with that briefcase, or will he come out and will we see at first time in a while that the briefcase fail cash-in? That's also a possibility.
Yeah, that is a very much a possibility, especially when it comes to WWE and the men's Money in the Bank briefcase, because that one does have a high fail rate as well, especially compared to the women, because like the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, I think still has 100% success rate.
Yeah, I think it's been a 6 out of 6.
Yeah. But okay, well, how about to like kind of answer your questions? What about you, Drop? What do you think of the build, the speculation of Seth Rollins faking his injury right now to kind of play upon all of this? What are your thoughts on just like everything going into this match?
So I am excited for this match because it's really nice to see CM Punk involved in a title match, and I feel like he's not getting any younger, so you might as well do as much as you possibly can with him, knowing that you have him there right now. And I've enjoyed this build of Gunther mainly because it feels like who he's going up against actually matters. Because one of my biggest complaints with Gunther initially, ever since he became world champion, and I'm not talking about like as of recent, I'm talking about like the very first time he became world champion, there really wasn't that many people lined up that we thought things were going to, go down. Like, sure, we got Damian Priest, we got Finn Balor, and, a couple people there in between. And then we got a whole bunch of Jey Uso around that time. But it's like, it never really felt like there was like a legit threat coming towards him. At least with CM Punk, knowing how much of an established name he is, he actually feels like a threat. And I even recall Gunther even saying before the WrestleMania season, going up against somebody like Roman Reigns or CM Punk or, whoever the case may be, like he was bringing up names like that when it was like talking about Royal Rumble season, because those are big names that would be considered challengers. Even mentioned Cena around that time too, before he turned heel. So it's like knowing how he actually has one of these guys gutting at him for his world title, it gets me super excited. And I like the promo exchange in between both guys, especially what we got on Monday with CM Punk, where he was able to go the extra mile with Gunther, because whenever you have CM Punk involved in a mic battle, I mean, it's honestly best to just not go any further, because he always has the tricks up his sleeve every time he's in a match like that. But yeah, I am very excited for this match. I mean, this is definitely one of the matches I am looking forward to the most on Saturday. And I'm just gonna give my answer here. Really, I'm just saying CM Punk, man, because it's like just chiming in on the Seth thing. If it is legitimate, I don't see a whole cash-in thing happening, because for all we know, this could just be kayfabe trying to make us forget about everything that's going on. And maybe Seth Rollins does come out and he does something. Maybe he does have to take time off or anything. Maybe that was the initial plan, really, because they did, like Vash brought up with the whole thing of LA Knight a little while ago. It was said, I recall, that Seth Rollins was supposed to win that match, and then LA Knight was supposed to have another match with him or something at SummerSlam. Yeah. But they had to call an audible, so that's why they had LA Knight win. That's why the finish looked a little awkward and everything. So it's like, for all we know, if things didn't head down the direction it did and Seth was in a healthy condition, the cash-in probably would have happened at SummerSlam if Gunther and Punk was still the match. But I'm going to come out here and say that I'm starting to buy in to the injury actually being legitimate, and he might be off for a little bit. And honestly, it really seems like they're focusing more on whatever Roman's doing with them. So it's kind of like their minds are distracted by that. They wouldn't really start building things at Roman to go on a couple months, because you're eventually going to get that Roman and Braun Breaker match. So it's like with that in mind, I feel like Seth's off the table here. But yeah, I'm just going to say CM Punk for my choice for this.
Yeah, I mean, I think my one thing with everything, because it's like, the whole Seth thing kind of has me in a tizzy with it. And I'm kind of in the boat that like Bully Ray had said, and I'm glad somebody else kind of felt this too. Like, something just feels very off with his, I know Sydney, something feels very off about this injury, because, and I can't really pinpoint what it is, because it's like they've done what they've always done when it comes to an injury, whether it's been a work or a shoot or anything. But like, it's really, part of it's like the timing with it, I think. Yeah. There's that part. But then I don't know. There's just something, it's just one of those gut feelings that like you can't really pinpoint a reasoning for. It's just something that you're just like, something just feels off with this. And especially with like Braun Breaker kind of taking a more leadership role when it comes to like him and Bronson Reed and what they do and all that, because like even this past Monday, he had made a comment like, okay, I'm like basically the leader now, or like basically alluding to that, being like, I'm in charge now, we're doing things my way, I'm coming up with the plans and all that. And we even see him come up with a plan and they executed it. And now whether or not that plan comes into fruition ultimately at SummerSlam, well, hey, we'll talk about that here in a little bit when we get to it. And like when it comes to this match though with Gunther and Punk, I mean, I'm of two minds with it because, like, on one hand, Punk should get a big moment like this, like winning a world title again, holding on to that for a bit, and like having that moment again, because it's one of those things where it's like, all right, you either do it now or you're gonna struggle with getting it because what if he gets injured again? Like just that whole spiel with that. But my other thing too is Gunther. And you kind of hit the nail on the head with it too. He hasn't really had many legit main event competitors for his title. Like the one of his first title defense last year after winning the title was against Randy Orton. So already you're starting off very hot when it comes to him and his high profile matchups. And then after that, we start going down like the Jey Uso stuff. We did the Finn Balor stuff, the Damian Priest stuff, and all that. And like there wasn't too much going on when it came to Gunther and his challengers. So it's like, oh, a win over Punk would be massive for Gunther. And I mean, part of me wants to choose Gunther just to be again because I like to be different sometimes.
It's okay.
But,
Join the best of the world. Join the Pepsi guy.
but see, I also fear by saying Punk because I remember just Seth just saying no matter what, even on his dying breath, he's going to make sure that Punk does not ever become world champion again. I mean, he could just hobble out there and just cost them the match. It could be something silly like that. So it's like I struggle with that because another part of me kind of wants that moment to happen at WrestleMania. But also with them changing SummerSlam into a 2-night event, why not have a big win like this at SummerSlam and all that? So I'm gonna tentatively go Punk. Tentatively, this one time I'm going with the head instead of the heart. But I swear, Friday night, if Gunther somehow wins, I am calling out my brain and saying, no, you're going to zip it and you're going to listen to your heart for the rest of days. So, yep, I'm just going to go Punk. Going to go with the head with that one. Great. Okay. So that takes care of our world heavyweight title match. Now let's move on now to just some other matches that might not have much to talk about before we get into one that is going to have a little bit more meat to it. We've got our women's tag titles on the line. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So this was set up because, hey, Charlotte's like, I'm Charlotte Flair. Give me a title match. Okay, well, you have a tag team partner, so go for the tag titles. Great, awesome, fantastic. These two non-friends are going to go after the women's tag titles against two women that were slowly becoming a team, but it seems like now they've got some really good teamwork to keep the Judgment Day in power and all that. Drop, I'm going to start with you on this one. Who do you think's going to win this match? What did you think of the build for this match? Because, like, I think one thing that's really keeping me with this is the fact that Charlotte's made a huge turnaround, not only with the crowd, but it feels like with herself too. Because, like, she seems to be actually enjoying being out there again. Not saying that she didn't before, like Mania and all that, but like there's just a different vibe when it comes to Charlotte Flair right now. But yeah, talk to me. Who do you think's gonna win? What do you think? What have you been thinking of the build? Go ahead, Drop.
So one thing I can say that I do appreciate is I feel like this the chemistry between both groups have actually been built properly, because this is the one time I could really say where, these group of ladies actually, care for one another in some way, in some shape or form. Because like when you look at Raquel and Roxanne, you're starting to build that relationship and the Judgment Day, seeing them get closer and everything, and it seems like things are going to pay off in the long run, but you're starting to see the building grounds of that, so that's something I appreciate. And then you look at Charlotte and Alexa's history, considering everything that they've been through and how they're slowly, little by little, getting that connection again. and then they might be able to possibly seal the deal there, like Charlotte said, about being friends if they actually do end up winning the title. So when it comes to people involved, that's something I can give WWE credit for, is the fact that they actually seem legitimate when it comes to them being a tag team, and there's actual story going on between the relationship between both of those ladies, because I'm invested in the stuff that goes on with the Judgment Day on Monday, and that's something that a lot of us have been wondering where it was for the longest time, but here it is ever since Roxanne got factored into things. Now it's interesting. And then whatever we talk about SmackDown, like we'll do tomorrow night, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, another thing that we're pretty invested in when it comes to the sort of direction those ladies are go down. So that's one thing I can say, that I do appreciate how things are heading with them. And when it comes to who I personally see making it out on top with this, as much as I want to say Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, because I feel like that would honestly be great if something like that happened, which it still could, because for all we know, it could be something else that happens, and then, hey, here you go. You got Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The only reason why I'm gonna say Roxanne and Raquel is because of the ongoing storyline, and I don't see anything really happening that's gonna cause any tension in the group until Liv shows back up again.
Okay, perfectly said. What about you, Vash? What did
And
you
I
think?
will be
What have
right
you
back.
thought of the? Oh yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Like Finn has always said,
Yeah.
Judgment Day is always on top. They are nothing. They haven't been pushed. They haven't been taken out, just like for the past couple of years. Finn said all these groups, all these factions go in, come out. But guess what? Judgment Day is always on top. And guess what? Depends if Liv Morgan, if her injury hasn't been updated to Triple H or WWE on her medical side to know how's her injury, it could go on the toss-up. Because on the document, I have Team RR, aka Team Rocket is what I'm calling them for the fun of it. Team Raquel and Roxanne. It depends that if Liv is good condition, because Liv has been part of SummerSlam for the past 2 years. It's been Liv and also Io and Bayley and Bianca. Like, they've been part of the women's side, like involved in storylines of SummerSlam. This is the third year that Liv was going to be part of it, but now she can't. So it really depends on what's going to be happening with that route. Without knowing that route, I will still give it right now to Team Rocket, aka Raquel, Roxanne, because Charlotte Flair and Alexa, you can still do a lot with them as together or as single competitors, or still have as a team. But when it comes to Raquel and Roxanne, I agree with Drop that there'll be more to tell if they hold the titles and wait for Liv to come back, because Liv got injured, I think, in beginning of June. So we're about to be 3 months away from her first 3 months probation and the physical therapy and everything involving of the healing concept. So we just got to wait and see. So my final answer is Team Rocket, Raquel, Roxanne.
See, here's my thing, because yeah, you guys make good points and all that, and I can see it going that route. But this is what I'm going with my heart on with Charlotte and Alexa, and I think my biggest thing with it is, if Charlotte and Alexa don't win, where do they go after this? Because yeah, you could just push them into a feud. You could still push them as singles people, maybe trying to help each other out. But like, that's the other thing too. The world title scene, at least on SmackDown, is kind of already preoccupied when it comes to like Jade, Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and all that. And I mean, Charlotte's just kind of taking a back seat right now, and so is Alexa at that point. I mean, they could go for, either one could go for the US title, but that also seems like it's doing its own thing when it comes to like Julia, Zelina, and anybody else who wants to get in the mix with it. So it's like, okay, what do you do beyond that? Like, how do you push their story forward? Because that's the other thing. If reports from dirt sheets are to be believed, I guess, Alexa and Charlotte were supposed to have a match against each other at SummerSlam, but Charlotte pushed for them to continue as a team because, I mean, let's be honest, like I said, going into this discussion, Charlotte's been enjoying this, and you could really tell that she's been having a blast teaming
Hell
with
yeah.
Alexa. Like
I believe
they had,
we
Mhm.
saw, I believe, two of them were on a roller coaster ride, like still doing
I was
media
just
and
gonna
hanging
say,
out
yeah.
outside, where Charlotte and them were going in a ride, I believe Universal somewhere, and Charlotte was just smiling, happy. She's also hanging out
Yeah.
with Alexa's daughter, I believe, and she's having a good time. She's happy.
And Alexa was like part of I saw this on Twitter too. Alexa was in doing some media for Fox, but that's Fox, whatever. But she was even bigging up Charlotte a little bit, being like, sometimes we got to separate the person from the character, blah blah, like that whole spiel. So I really want to go Charlotte and Alexa here because I want them to continue forward. I want them to continue being a team. Maybe showing Charlotte like there's a little bit of good still in her before we get into a feud with them, and them holding the titles would be really great. And I'm not saying they have to hold it for a long time, but long enough to like have some sort of deeper bond with each other. Because the other thing with like the Judgment Day side of things, they can push a story further even if they do drop the titles, because and I think the one key I have from this is this past Monday when Dom asked Finn, hey, do you guys want some help out there? And Finn told them no. And we'll get to the Dom stuff here later on. Nate, no. I saw the comment section.
I
No,
saw that. I'm like, man, no.
No.
Like, we are
Well,
gonna talk about them in the next.
yeah, that'll
Maybe
be
come
next.
back. Oh yeah, that's next. Come back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We should be
Yeah.
there. Come back in 5 minutes to let us know.
But they could tell the story with the Judgment Day without the titles, I think, because of just what I was getting into. So it's just like, if nobody's out there to help them during this match, then you guys couldn't get the job done. Me and JD, we could have, we did without you guys. I mean, yeah, freaking El Grande Americanos came out, but that wasn't the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day didn't come out to help. It was just some tall and short El Grande Americanos, not you guys. And I mean, it could tie into the IC title thing too. My other thing too is Judgment Day have had these titles for a while. Like the women's tag titles, I mean, they've had issues ever since their inception.
Yeah,
But
they've been having like bad karma since like 2022, 2023, I believe.
since they've been a thing,
Well,
they've
yeah,
had bad
but
karma.
from my
Like,
recent memory of
Yeah.
watching again, like, cause they Liv got her, Raquel got her, she had her health issues, then they had to change
mhm.
tag team partner, then Bianca and Jade, then they switched partner, and then we had
It's even before that. Yeah.
yeah,
it's like
and then I
way-
believe before that was what was it
Well, Chelsea Green and Carmella were a team.
yes,
and then
I heard that.
Carmella got injured, and then that's when Piper Niven got involved with Chelsea Green. And that was like a couple years ago. But yeah, so you could tell a good story just based off of that. But yeah, I'm still going with my heart with Charlotte and Alexa. I think they need more
I would love
of
that.
a story going forward. Do what?
I would love that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like and that's the thing. Like a lot of these matches are really a coin toss for me. Like it could go either way, and I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Like a couple of them, maybe not. Like, I mean, the next match we're about to talk to, there's an obvious winner with that one. But yeah, a lot of these it could be a coin toss and be like, all right, cool, fine, neat, whatever. Which yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this one. Hey, Nate, you can come back now because your boy's going to lose here as he teams up with Drew McIntyre to take on Randy Orton and country music sensation Jelly Roll. This got set up because Jelly Roll showed up on SmackDown one time for a concert, got interrupted by Logan Paul, who was being a dick, and then Randy Orton came out all pissed off about Logan Paul being a hypocritical dick, and a tag team match got made because Drew McIntyre doesn't like Randy Orton. So yeah, not gonna lie, I've actually been really liking the build for this because this is what WWE does really well with like their celebrity involvement is doing the stuff outside of all of this. Because like Jelly Roll was on freaking what was it, Jimmy Kimmel he hosted
Yes.
like a few weeks ago. They did a spot there. There have been many reports about Jelly Roll being at the Performance Center actually like working and putting in like some effort, and you can kind of tell too with some of the stuff he's done during the build of this. I mean, he hit a freaking black hole slam on freaking Logan Paul the other day. That was awesome. His promo works actually pretty good. I mean, it's still scripted, but it's still pretty dang good, at least with his performance with it. I mean, celebrity involvement, who else do you go with except for the celebrity, especially if they're a face celebrity? So, I mean, my pick is Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, because they're the faces, celebrity, cool, neat, awesome. Thanks for taking the pin, Logan Paul, because if Drew were to take this pin from Jelly Roll,
oh boy. Imagine that's a whole bunch of ammunition in his next feud.
Dude, he would wish he stayed in the freaking UK. That like, oh damn, you found my passport. Why'd you do that? Like shit like that. Oh man. But Vash, it looks like you've got your pick. Tell me. Why?
My choice is gonna be I hate to agree with our friend Memory here. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is an amazing human being. He's amazing. Scottish words makes daddy. However, when it comes to Logan Paul, I believe him to be the winner of this match. Not because I dislike or not because I want to agree with Memory. No, it's because Jade Roll and Randy has been looking well on top in every single promo and every single story that's been going on with them. They've been coming out on top in the promo. So my assumption is that, hey, if you have 3 strikes of them looking good, Logan Paul and Drew might be winning them. That's my guess. That's my bet. Do I really care who wins this one? No, because this is the celebrity match of the night. Like, out of all 12 matches, chat, this is number 11 or 12 that I could care least out of all. Not saying that I don't. It's just that it's a cool celebrity match that is gonna be interesting. Congrats to Jade Roll. If I'd rather see a celebrity fight right now, I'd rather see Bad Bunny come back and have the stadium explode.
I mean, yes. Like,
exactly. Look. Like, this is good reaction
with that part.
Like, this is good reaction. Like, W take Vash. One of us. Look. I'm just agreeing by storyline. Logan Paul
by storyline, it should be Jelly Roll, but
yes, you're right. Logan Paul and Drew have been losing a lot in the promo, so I feel like they are best to win. That's my honest point. I'm hoping to see a great match. I'm curious to see how Logan and Jelly Roll will go because Jelly Roll has been more of a aggressive type of player. So I'm really curious to see how's it going to be now in a full 10 to 20 minute match is what I'm curious for.
Well, it's definitely. I don't think it's going to be 20 minutes.
Might be 30.
No, 10 to 20, like 10 to 20, like
might
10
be a
minutes
30-minute match.
Oh God. I don't know about that one. Chief. Ooh.
Oh my God. All right, Drop. Who do you think's going to win? And why?
I'm honestly going to say Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. I'm just going to go with that. I don't know what it is, but it's just by seeing like how the build's been going when it comes to like Randy Orton and Jelly Roll always being on top. And I know we can't always use that as an argument to really base things around, but it just seems like they're just taking it like so easy right now when it comes to everything that's being thrown at them. That's why I'm expecting like, you know, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre to get a W here, especially when it comes to somebody like Drew McIntyre that hasn't been on television for quite a bit, and it would be some good momentum for him moving forward, especially if he happens to go after the world title again or something along the lines of that, and then he could pretty much just step away from Logan Paul beyond that, because just seeing them together was something else for sure. I'll tell you that much. Never in a million years would I expect Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre to work alongside each other, knowing how
Exactly,
Drew McIntyre
And that's going to be
fatigues
their
people.
downfall on Saturday.
Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty interesting.
But,
And Chad, I forgot to make a quick announcement as well that me and Walgers won't be doing sidecast for this Saturday. We won't be doing the sidecast for this Saturday. We might be doing it for Sunday. Who knows? So stay tuned. Stay to be determined. But me and Memory and Kid will be doing a reaction for this fight of Logan Paul. So stay tuned for that.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to be entertaining. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, unlike the guys, I'm hoping this goes for a good 30 minutes. Hoping we can see like maybe a 450 splash from Jelly Roll or Swanton bombs, moonsault, springboard moonsault.
Swanton bomb I could see definitely happening.
Sasuke
I could see
special.
that. All right, yo, if he pulls out a Sasuke special, nah, it's over. It's done.
Yeah.
I will.
I think
I will
out of
shave- I will
anything, like
shave my head if he did that.
I think out of anything, regardless of the result itself, I honestly think I'm just intrigued to see what Jelly Roll is going to do, because we know what Randy could do. He's been in the business for a long time. Logan Paul always delivers, regardless what people say about him. He's still a really good performer when it comes to a lot of the matches that he has in the ring. And Drew McIntyre, I mean, there's no explanation there. It's always great to see him in the ring. I'm just very curious to see, like, when Randy Orton tags Jelly Roll in. I feel like out of anything, what this match is really going to entail, if you want to see the deeper meaning behind it, it's honestly just about the moment, with like Jelly Roll doing a few things there. If he could hit a couple things, really catch people off guard, or have something go viral,
yeah,
I mean, it's already a W in his book that way. But yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Logan and Drew. Watch the world burn, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, nah. What if you really want to watch the world burn? Have Jelly Roll pin Drew McIntyre.
I mean,
that would get people heated.
Like I said, that's gonna be easy ammunition for the next person he feuds with.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna move on from the amount of wrong that was in this part of the podcast. We've got our WWE Women's Title match. Tiffany Stratton taking on Jade Cargill. The build for this, Jade won the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Oh,
so Vash, who do you have winning and why?
Oh, I didn't realize she did.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. She barely wears the crown. They don't call her Queen Jade. So like,
don't worry, she'll be like Mercedes and start bringing stuff around with her.
Oh God. I mean, I'm kind of glad they aren't doing that whole gimmick when it comes to King and Queen of the Ring, because it doesn't really it doesn't really work with Jade as a character. Like, and kind of the same with Gunther when he won it too. Like, it didn't really work well with him.
I don't really like how Cody looks with that thing on. I saw a picture of Cody with the crown on. I'm like, I don't need to see that.
Nah, don't need any of that. But Vash, who do you have winning for this? Like, well, I guess what do you think of the build? Because we haven't really I don't know. Like, the build has been kind of very lackluster. Like, they haven't really gotten too much mic time. What was it? Last week, Tiffany saved Jade Cargill from the Secret Hervis.
Yeah.
Which all three of us were like, why the fuck are you out here? You're the last person that should come out. This is your opponent within 3 weeks. You technically should want her to get beat up. Why the fuck are you here?
But yeah, Vash, talk to me.
I don't have much to talk about because honestly, if you look at the document, I put Tiff ? Because this is one of the matches that I honestly don't know where we'll go. Like, I don't have a clear result of like who is the rightful winner, if that makes sense. Like, who's the one that's gonna be winning? Like, all right, if Jade wins, that's fire. Because Naomi, we don't have no more, but Bianca hasn't been involved. Bianca was involved because of Evolution, so that's something to be added. We don't know how clear Bianca is to go back in a match because of her finger, so we don't know if she's yet medically clear. Since we last saw her, she still had that little split holder on her fingers. So like, Tiffany, if you win, what's next for you? And do we want to give Jade this accolade of losing as first time queen in the ring and losing for SummerSlam for her first time title in a big event? So I honestly don't have a clear winner. Like if you ask me to go to the head, I would say Tiff.
Yeah.
But Tiff has been champion since earlier January. So if she loses right now, it's not the worst thing because she has been champion for 8 months on the dot. About to be, I believe by Saturday. I believe by Saturday it would be exactly 8 months because she got it on January 3rd, I believe.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah, it was like
I'm about to look at it 2 seconds.
Friday
Yeah,
of the year.
January 3rd, that Friday. So she's gonna lose it on August 2nd. So almost exactly 8 months. So I feel like that's a win-win in some way. Like, hey, if she lost it, hey, you was a title holder for 8 months of the year, and you beat Charlotte Flair and a few other superstars. I feel like that's a good resume. You could come back later. Where can it go next? That's a big question. So, like, if you actually go in the head, I would say Tiff, but I would not be wrong if Jade won either.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Drop? Who do you think's gonna win? What did you think of the build? Yeah, just all that stuff.
So if I'm being 100% honest with you, I'm a little torn on this one where I honestly don't know where it's gonna go. Like if there's story implications when it comes to Jade Cargill, if it has anything to do with Bianca potentially. I mean, Naomi's already out of the picture. She's on Raw. We don't really need to worry about her anymore. She moved on clearly. So it's like, if there's any indications with Bianca moving forward that they have planned, then I say, okay, I guess Jade gets the W here. Bianca becomes the Ultimate Evil or something, and that she maybe builds to that match for like WrestleMania next year, depending on what they want to do with it, of course, because we know what's in the cards. We know there's a lot of teases, so that could be a potential direction. That's like endgame territory that I see with Jade Cargill. But if none of that is really on the table, and we don't really know what things could go beyond that, because if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, if Jade Cargill wins this match and then she has another match with Tiffany or whatever, and then Tiffany moves on, I mean, I can't really tell you who I expect her to really feud with moving forward when it comes to potential challengers, unless they do a draft sometime soon and then we get some fresh faces that way. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly just, you know what? I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton. So I'll stick with that one for now, because I don't want to keep fighting with myself even further. That's why I had a hard time giving a clear answer to begin with. But I feel like there could be more things in the works of Tiffany that they could do, but it's just it's a lot harder for me to think for Jade than it is with Tiffany. So I'll just go with Tiff right now.
Yeah, there are a lot of factors that go into this. I think with me, my biggest thing, at least coming out of this, Tiffany Stratton needs to turn heel after this.
Yes.
No matter the outcome.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, babyface Tiffany, it was fine. People do like Tiffany, but here's the thing: people like Tiffany for the reasons that they like LA Knight, for example. Because LA Knight, he doesn't take shit from people.
No.
He's gonna go out there, he's gonna talk his shit, he's gonna badmouth you, and he's gonna kick your ass. Tiffany Stratton was good, and people liked her because of those reasons. Because she was the bitch. She was the mean girl. She was the one that was like not gonna take your crap, but she would beat you in a match. But this babyface run of hers, it's so cookie cutter, man. It's so just it's painful. It like legitimately, like I feel. I don't want to say pain. Damn microphone. You see what you did to me, babyface Tiffany Stratton. You made my microphone fall. Why? Because I'm not a fan of it. It sounds like whenever she talks as a babyface, it's so like ear splitting. Like, remember when Charlotte like made fun of her like that? Like the more face Tiffany Stratton we get, the more I'm just like, you know what? Charlotte had a point with making fun of you there during the WrestleMania build, because it's just like just digs into my ear anytime she like comes out there, tries to be her old self, and it just does not work as a face at all. So just no matter the outcome, because this is again a coin toss for me. It could go either way, but either way, Tiffany needs to come out as a heel after this. And
Oh yeah.
I mean, with that, I mean, have her cheat to win. Have Tiffany go over. Maybe do something like the other thing too. I'm sure you guys saw the reports about Bianca. She could be cleared this week.
Yeah.
Like,
I did not see that report. No,
mhm.
that was not on my
Yeah,
timeline.
there's a possibility she'll be like medically cleared to compete and to get physical. And I mean, if we're doing, I mean, that'll be another heel turn. Or if we're just gonna prolong Tiffany becoming a heel, I mean, it could be a thing where Bianca just costs Jade. Why? We'll find out on SmackDown when you get the promo and all that. Like, there's something that could happen here. And I think at the end of it, it needs to have Tiffany become a heel. Just have her be a baddie again. Um, yeah, just I'm going Tiffany. I'm going Tiffany.
Yeah.
So all three of us going Tiffany, even though we were
I
all
think
complicated
so.
about the answer. We were all
think
complicated
so.
about the answer, and we thought about it too much. We're like, Tiff, Jade, this. Hey,
Yeah,
it could be her.
yeah. I just want more. I want more from Tiffany. Just, and I know she can do it. It's just do it, you know. But speaking of people who need to do it and keep going, keep pushing, hey, we've got Sami Zayn taking on Karrion Kross at SummerSlam. So interesting timing for this match as well, because apparently Kross's contract ends in August. So yeah, the outcome of this
Oof.
match, to
Oof.
me at least, yeah, it's like, okay, the outcome of this match is basically like, okay, is Karrion re-signing or not? So
Yeah, I guess that's the
yeah,
stipulation too.
I mean that should be the stipulation, or it could be, or it should have been. I don't know, but basically the stipulation for this match is like, hey, if Karrion wins, then Sammy, you gotta admit that Karrion Kross is right about you. What he was right about, he hasn't fully explained, but cool, neat, whatever. Um, Drop, go ahead, let me know, why do you think Karrion Kross would win this match? And what do you think of the build up for this match? Because like they had their match at, what was it, Night of Champions a
Yeah.
month ago? Yeah. So they had that match, which was good, but you know, the feud's prolonging. Karrion Kross has been like in the ear of Sami Zayn, trying to like turn him and all that. But yeah, what do you think of the build? What do you think of who's gonna win and all that? Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna say this. I really want to know what the answer is to the whole thing of why Sami Zayn is wrong. Because I looked on the wiki where it was
Yeah.
like talking about all the matches on the card when I was trying to set up the stream earlier, and I'll also do over the weekend. And it says if Sami Zayn wins, Kross has to say that Sami didn't do anything, and if Kross ends up winning, then Sami has to say that he's wrong. I feel like the main reason why I want Kross to win, outside of him just getting more momentum, is mainly because I just want to know, like, what did Sami do when it comes to him? Like, what did he do wrong?
Yeah.
That's
Like
it, really.
why? Like why? So yeah, and plus, like you said, Kross kind of needs the win. He needs the momentum, and again, I think this is going to be a match that is really telling on whether or not he's re-signing or not. But Vash, who do you think's going to win? How do you think of the build? Like, are you a fan of this build? Are you just as confused as the rest of us? Like, what is Karrion Kross trying to prove here?
Nope. I am a big fan of Karrion Kross. I like what he's doing, and I want to see him succeed.
Mhm.
Excuse me. I want to see him succeed, and Karrion Kross' character has always been the cryptic side, and he's been slowly, organically getting over by the fans, and with the build that's been going on with the character of Karrion Kross. I love how he pointed out, like, I believe me and you, Walkers, broke it down very beautifully this past Monday, so if anybody wants to go hear that segment where we did the breakdown of the Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn post interview where they had a conversation, and Karrion Kross acknowledged that anybody he gets interacted with, aka Roman Reigns, aka Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, so a few many other people that they had a relationship with, they have done so well and changed their personality. They have kryptonite them. They have corrupt them. I said kryptonite. That's totally the wrong type of word I was going for. Corrupted them. It's the word I was going for. So, hey. So, when it comes to the character, Karrion Kross does their job. He corrupted them who to the R, to the core, and made them different. And Karrion Kross is like, Sami, but you're the hardest person to crack. You are the one that's not coming out. You are not the one showing your true colors. But this Saturday, I'm going to break them. I finally get that to the chance, to the opportunity. And guess what? I agree. To me, I think that is a possible chance where I feel like Karrion Kross should win since he lost in the Saudi Arabia show, and makes sense for obvious reasons. So now that we're in the States and the Big Sam, this is a big thing that I believe Drop and Watkins led off with is Karrion Kross. He resigned because his contract ends this weekend. And a few superstars that we have known that when the contract ends in a big way, they go out in a big finale. And it happened. And Karrion Kross, I don't want you to go. You're good. You are a good. Not saying heel. You're good tweener. You're a good heel, but also face. You know how to grab the crowd. The crowd is loving you. They're screaming for your name, and I love what they're doing with you so far, and I hope you succeed. I've been a guy that's been rooting for you since the start of Weebs of the Ring. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. He has a lot of good forward momentum. The crowd love him. It's just got to come from the back now. It's just got to be like Triple H and all of them. Just push him, give him a better contract, and just do something with the guy. He's a talented person. He can take a back bump, internet. Like, as much as the IWC wants to shit on that, he can take a bump. He can definitely dish it out, but yeah, it kind of should be Kross, because like the other side of this too, when it comes to Sami Zayn, at least for me, I enjoy Sami Zayn that has to struggle and like be that underdog and all that, because that's the thing. Sami Zayn is the ultimate underdog, so him like losing a match like against Karrion Kross or something is anything but beneficial for Sami Zayn in the long run. So yeah, it's kind of got to be Kross, but you know, we kind of said that last month when it came to Night of Champions. So hopefully it actually happens this time around. But yeah, so when it comes to big old matches, when it comes to the highlights, the main events, if you will, the last match we're going to talk about on night one is one said match, but it's not going to probably be the main event. Nah, this is Roman Reigns teaming up with Jey Uso to take on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Now, setup for this match, obviously, Seth and his boys, they're running roughshod everywhere, and especially with like Seth and Paul Heyman turning on Roman at WrestleMania. Not really any comeuppance has come towards Paul Heyman and this new group and all that. And with Seth injured now, it's time for Braun to get out there and hurt people and all that. So their targets have been Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns came out for the save a few weeks ago, and we're getting a tag team match, play a holla holla. This past Monday, Bron Breakker had a great plan to just decimate Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, even Bronson Reed taking Roman's shoes of all things. Like, the man had to walk into the back shoeless in his socks. I hope he didn't step on any puddles of water, because, oh boy, that would not have been a good time. So this match, man, because like it could go either way. There's one side I think should win, but I kind of want to hear from you guys first when it comes to that. So, Vash, who do you think is going to win this match? What have you thought of the build? Some of the little intricacies when it comes to this rivalry and all that. What's going through your mind going into this match?
We have been asking for Bron Breakker versus Roman Reigns for the past couple months. We've been expecting, like, yo, who will have the most beautiful spear against each other? Would this be something that we want? People have been asking a one-on-one match, but they're prolonging it. Bronson Reed is one person I'm very happy and excited to see him level up and be in this interaction with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. And for people that forget, Bronson Reed is a Samoan, but not from the same tribe as Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Just to see that interaction would be pretty cool to see. Bron Breakker, Jey Uso, and Roman Reigns in the same match would be pretty awesome. We are all gonna see 3 different spears, but 2 of them are gonna be amazing to watch and see. I would love to see my overhead spear once again, but we know that's not gonna happen. And finally, when it comes to my prediction, who I think is going to win, it's going to be Roman and Jay, because they're going to look on top. If Bron and Bron Breakker, the Brons, if they win, I'm totally okay with that. And with the Paul Heyman or the Oracle being there, it's going to be questionable of what's the possibility for them next if they lose without Seth. But to have them look over and on top after big faction heel, they should win.
Okay. What about you, Drop? Same questions, same topics, same diverseness, if you will. Who do you think is going to win this match? What do you thought of the build? Going through your mind, going into all of this, what you got?
So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Roman and Jay, because I feel like, I mean, if there is going to be a pin eater, it would probably be Jay, because Roman just came back and he did take the pinfall loss at WrestleMania. But I just want to see Roman come back, get a little momentum under his belt, have him do a little, because he hasn't really been involved with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed as much until, as of recent, outside of like, with Jay and Sami and CM Punk for a little bit, because it really like stemmed off of him and Punk with this entire feud to begin with. But there was nothing until, like I said, Roman came back. But I feel like I just would want to see Roman and Jay win, just so Roman can get some momentum under his belt, so he could have something to work with heading down that direction in the future, whatever there is that program between him and Bron Breakker. Because, I can easily see, Bronson Reed possibly taking the pinfall loss or something along the lines of that. Like I expect this match to be explosive. I expect this match to, it could get pretty crazy. I definitely expect that, especially when you look at the people involved, because there's 2 ways to look at it. It's like you got the Brons heading in there, getting momentum under their belt, heading forward, just to show Seth Rollins that they're able to keep everything in order while he's gone. So that would just be a good look on them. But at the same time, I mean, it's just hard for me to see Roman coming back without getting a W, especially if he's not main eventing the show, because, I mean, if Cody's on another night, Cody's fine. And normally, whatever night Cody's not on, it's Roman, but it's like, this dude's not even main eventing. He could possibly be even opening up the show, because CM Punk and Gunther are actually main eventing night 1. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe there's like a little equal exchange there with Roman. It's like, hey, I'm not going to have my main event. Let me get my W some way, shape, or form. I don't know.
Right. See, I'm in similar mindsets, but I'm going Bron on this one, mainly because they kind of have to win.
Oh, I agree with that.
Like, yeah, they kind of have to kind of very much solidify this group.
Yeah,
because this group got made the night after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We still don't have a name for the group. They don't really have a direction other than Seth now has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah. So it's like, if they lose here, what do they do until Seth gets back if his injury is legit or not? So it's like they kind of have to win.
Yeah.
And when it comes to who takes the pinfall here, I mean,
Jay?
I'm kind of gonna go on the opposite end of the spectrum. Have Roman eat the pin, like,
Okay.
because that's the thing. We're now in this. We're in this time now with Roman where he's now in this mortal realm, if you will, because like for years he was at the top, the pinnacle. He was the god among men and all that. And then once he lost to Cody, that luster just left. It's like
Oh yeah.
with like when you look at like Hercules from Disney's Hercules,
Oh yeah.
when he left Mount Olympus, he lost that little like aura he had. So he wasn't like a god. He was more of, the demigod and all that. So he was able to get hurt, get injured, break an arm and all that stuff. That kind of happened to Roman when he lost that title. So him losing, like him eating pins, him losing and all that,
That's fine.
it's only more for a benefit on his end because Roman can easily bounce back from a loss, and especially
100%.
with this being a tag match, like you can get around that fairly easily, especially with like people like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed going into this. Like those are some powerhouses and all that. But I could also see it too, where it's like Braun Breaker's maybe getting, because this has happened with Braun Breaker in the past too, where it's like he thinks he's in control, he thinks like he's on top of it, and he gets just that little bit cocky and everything turns to shit. So I could see that happening too. But it's
I will
like,
say this though.
I can't go ahead.
That whole plan B that they were talking about backstage, that could also factor in, because now that Seth's not there, even though it was the thing when he was there, that still could factor in some way, and someone else could easily get involved, and then you could start turning the gears even more with the group. Now that Seth's not there, you got a new guy there causing trouble, because Roman and Jay are just heading in there because they're just expecting both of the Brons. They're not expecting anything else outside of those two guys and Paul. So for all we know, there could be a loophole there that gives them a easy W to really make it out of that thing alive.
Yeah, but so yeah, I'm officially going Bron with this because again, I feel like out of all these guys, those two need the win. And I mean, if it's Braun Breaker pinning Roman Reigns, there's your setup right there for the singles match. And I mean, Roman can go over in that match. That could be fine because Braun Breaker still needs a bit of build up to win against Roman one-on-one. But I mean, again, it all depends on how they want to tell that story too. But it's just right now, I think Braun needs to win. And yeah, this could be a good way to introduce that new member too, because like you were saying, Job, what is plan B? They're not going to be expecting a plan B or whoever might that be. It could be somebody from NXT that we kept hearing about, even though I think one of those parties is busy right now with a certain Cobra from TNA, but that's neither here nor there when it comes to that. But hey, that's night one. That's only night one, everybody. We still got night two, which has a lot of action. Better matches, yes. We got like 4 stipulation matches. Like things are gonna get spicy on Sunday. So let's start with the spiciest of the spicy, the chipotle sauce, if you will. The top Buffalo Wild Wings sauce or whatever, the Blazing Challenge, if you will, of the hottest party of the SummerSlam. The WWE title being put on the line in a street fight, a WrestleMania rematch between John Cena and Cody Rhodes, set up because Cody Rhodes won the King of the Ring tournament, so he got to face John Cena now at SummerSlam. Cool, great. Well, hey, as Captain Blubber would say in the hit video game Banjo-Kazooie. Again, a lot of still bad blood coming from just the build up to WrestleMania and even the aftermath with the whole like Travis Scott stuff, the whole Rock stuff with stealing his soul and all that, or wanting his soul or whatever. John Cena's heel turn going into all of this. Like there is so much to go in and talk about when it comes to this match, and most of it we'll probably talk about during the post show to see after how everything's going on. But Drop, I'm gonna start with you with this. Who do you think's gonna win? What do you think of the build? Any other like variables you see coming into this? Because like with it being a street fight, anything can happen. Just like what happens with the the tribal, not tribal combat matches, the bloodline rules matches. So anything can happen. But Drop, what do you think's gonna happen?
So I'm gonna say that I am happy that this actually has a stipulation, because I feel like if it was a regular match, I probably wouldn't be looking forward to it as much, because I already know what to expect out of it because of what we got at WrestleMania, which honestly was pretty lackluster when it comes to a main event. I was expecting a lot more out of that. They could have been a little bit more creative, but this is their way of making up for that, making it a street fight, which if you guys haven't noticed, like I mentioned before, there's a lot of stipulations on a lot of things that adds a lot of chaos to everything. So a street fight gives them more freedom. John Cena honestly can't really get away with doing those shenanigans this time, where he can't really well, he could still do it because it's a street fight, but he can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna grab my title, I'm gonna have to be all, you know, nice and sneaky and everything. Like John Cena's gonna have to think outside of the box now when it comes to this match itself, but at least it gives him more in his arsenal, at least in a way that this is like kind of close to like what we were talking about before when it comes to like really giving like John Cena more freedom to really go out and do something, because at least with a street fight you got certain things that he could do, so it doesn't really look as stale, or they don't have to like push each other too much like they've been doing before, where it's like CM Punk and John Cena, or John Cena, Randy Orton, where a lot of chaos broke out in the end. Like they can actually get into that right away. You never know where they're gonna go, because they could easily take this like all around the arena. They can even go backstage doing whatever they want and then drag themselves out to, you know, get pinned in the match. Like that's just the fun thing about street fights. They just have an endless cycle. You never know where it's gonna go. And yeah, I'm gonna say right here that I understand what we talked before, but I will say that I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes wins this match, gets the title back, and I'm just gonna come out on a limb and say I do not expect a double turn here, because I know a lot of people are saying you could potentially get a double turn here. I don't know if that's a smart decision, because it's hard for me to really trust them when they make big like moves, big changes like that. Because when John Cena turned heel, I mean, we were excited about it to see where it goes, but I mean, look where it went. And it's not really that out there where it's like mind blowing, where we can make a whole podcast episode and talk about all these big moments. It's really only maybe enough to name on one hand, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't expect a double heel turn there. I don't think that's a smart business move. I know Cody was like talking about something a lot. If he were to turn heel, he would take away Kingdom. He would try to get himself canceled on television and everything.
He did
like
say that today, I believe. Actually,
yeah, like pretty much just take everything you love about him away. And I don't know. I just don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a big business move, because they love their money just as much as anybody else. When it comes to LA Knight doing the when he comes out, or Tiffy time and all that, like you mentioned before when you brought up the LA Knight and Tiffany Stratton comparison. I mean, when they do the that's people go to these shows to do that. You bring him to a show where he's just walking out with no entrance music or whatever. I mean, what the hell am I doing? Like, if the three of us got free tickets to a WWE show, front row, Cody came out, we wouldn't want to see him walk out in complete silence or some, God forbid, awful death rebel song for him. So it's like, I expect things to be interesting here. I expect, I would say, a more aggressive Cody, one that doesn't take shit anymore, maybe to help grow a little bit more in his character mentally. But I feel like that's honestly what I personally want to see. I don't really want to. I'm not in with the whole double turn thing.
Yeah, no, I'm not either. The fact that people are even calling that, I'm like, no, this is not the time to turn Cody heel. It's not. I mean, this is the best time to start John Cena's redemption for the rest of this year. Like looking at everything now, this is the best time to do that. Maybe have in the match, have John slowly turning face with it. Like have him start be like still have the intensity, of course, but like it's like start kind of coming around to the old John Cena, like the one that's more quick on his feet. I think that's what most of this year has been building towards. Because like with John, I mean, of course, he's not full time. He's not, and that's how this whole year was going to be. It wasn't going to be him wrestling all 30 something plus dates. It was going to be him making appearances like he had stated. But like with his matches, I feel like this heel turn has been a good way to kind of mask a lot of like what he can't do anymore, or at least the speed at which he can do moves and all that. But like with each match, he keeps getting better and better. He keeps getting quicker. He keeps getting a little stronger. He keeps getting
They're in the rhythm. They're in the rhythm.
Exactly. So like now I think with this being a street fight, this is a good way for not only to still mask some of those weaknesses he has, but to really put on something special, I think. And we might be getting what we were expecting at WrestleMania here at SummerSlam. But Vash, why do you think it's going to be Cody?
Cody? Because he's the man. He's the babyface. He's the person that's literally carrying the company, and I would like it to be Cody. This would be, like you said it perfectly. This is right now. We're in the last 6 months of the year. We heard already from John Cena, that he will have his last match rumor and everything will be in Boston, most likely at a Saturday main event or some type of small PLE probably being brought back or something for December in Boston. So we heard already. So if this is the last 6 months, if he has the last 15 dates, let's use those 15 days wisely. Let's bring him back. Let's show him his heart being corrupted, because right now we know he's in Paris. So those opportunities that we have, let's use them. There's also Survivor Series. So let's use it smart and accordingly on what could be done with it, because we have 15 or 13 more appearances left of John Cena, I believe. And because I'm not sure if is he gonna show up tomorrow on Friday?
Oh
yeah, he's advertised.
So Friday and Sunday is 2 days knockout. I don't have the exact days on the top of my head, but so like you're getting closer, and John already has passed the torch to Cody Rhodes. So like my expectation is Cody, because who else is going to be getting back the title from him? We don't have Drew going for the title from him, and he's not babyface. We don't have Roman hunting for the title. So Cody is the only person that seems to be the rightful choice. So it all depends on what is the next couple months is going to hold.
Yeah. So I think we hit those nails pretty hard. Again, we'll probably have more to talk about after the match when everything's played out, how it's gone and everything. So be on the lookout for that on come Sunday and all that. So yeah, but oh man, you want to talk about carnage? You want to talk about absolute destruction? Oh my Jeebus. The WWE tag titles are going to be on the line in a 6-way TLC match. You got the Wyatts defending against DIY, against Motor City Machine Guns, against Street Profits, against Fraxiom, and against Andrade and Rey Fenix. This is basically the build of this. I mean, if you paid attention to how the SmackDown tag title scene has been for the better part of a year, yeah, that's your setup for all of this. It's just been chaos. All teams have been going after each other. Nick Aldis thought he got it all out of their system after WrestleMania when they had their first like big TLC match. But no, they still all want the smoke from each other and everything. So hey, we're gonna bump that up from a 5-team to a 6-team now, because the Wyatts have the titles, and it's not just freaking Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. Nah, they're gonna have to be dealing with Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy and Nikki Cross as well in all of that. So yeah, this is gonna just be chaos incarnate. Like you're gonna be seeing bodies everywhere, tables snapped in half, probably ladders destroyed, maybe even some chairs bent over and all that. Yeah, this is gonna be wild. So Vash, talk to me. How do you think of this wild build? Who do you think is gonna win? Because I mean, I see 2 words with your prediction,
and none of them are tag team names.
No, they're not.
Because Chad, if you want to know what I wrote down, it literally wrote it's fucking chaos, and that's what I want. That's to me is the winner. It's chaos. That's literally the winner of the match. It's chaos of what's gonna be ensued. Yes. I wish if it was Shadow and Sonic, then I'll be like, yes,
Shadow.
Chaos Control. But when it comes to this match, I don't have a choice of winner. When it comes to the other person I see having the choice of winning, yes, I agree with that person being the choice of winning. But I don't have one because I just want to see chaos. This match, I don't have a winner. I just want to see chaos. I want to see people jumping safely, doing good moves, doing good spots, surviving what they need to do. Then after that, see what happens. If the Wyatts retains, awesome. If we have Fraxiom, if we have Andrade and Rey Fenix win, fuck it, we all. Because to me, if the Wyatts 6 loses, it's not any harm to them. It's literally you have 5 people else hunting your titles, and they literally have to grab it from the ladder. So anybody can win that match. So it's not really a full pin on the Wyatts, and it's not bad booking. It's more like the chaos of this match is a purpose that any of these 6 people have a 15 or 70% chance of winning.
Do you need us to do Steiner math for you?
You know, in my head, I'm like 20 is a 5-way, for 4-way is 25. You know, 6-way, like, is that 70, 50? Like, I know, like a 50, 70%, roughly.
It's it's like a quick math. It's like a 16.677.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know somewhere around there. But chat, that's the standard math of today's show. Welcome to the chat, and hopefully you heard from Cyber Chase. If you understand the reference, mean you are too young. Anyway, what else you guys got?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you. Drop. Why do you think the Wyatts are gonna win?
I mean, I'm just gonna say it right here. If you really want to establish them and actually make them feel legitimate, this is what you do. You throw the whole division at them. You have an explosive match at the TLC match, so you expect to get a lot of, like Vash said in the document, a lot of fucking chaos out of it. So if you really want to push that needle, because when they came back, they had a strong introduction, but they never really capitalized it on as much. So if you really want to like hit the nail in the coffin here, I mean, this is the perfect way to do it. I brought it up before in, past episodes. I think I recall bringing it up on Friday as well, when we were talking about it, where I was like, if it was up to me personally, I would give it to somebody else, but if they really want to do something with it, I mean, it's just the way to go. You throw a whole bunch of people at once, you go from there, and then someone else steps up from the plate. That's just the best thing you could really do there. Otherwise, I mean, we're just gonna have them win it and lose it again just for a special attraction. I mean, might as well do something with them. That's a perfect way to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I'm with you there with the Wyatts. I kind of feel the same way when it comes to like Fraxiom, because with Fraxiom, I would want them to get like a big definitive win.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, how much more bigger or how much more definitive could it get than winning a freaking 6-way TLC tag team title match? But like
that would be bonkers. I would be here for that. Like actually the top 2 type of pops that would be is Fraxiom or Andrade and Rey Fenix. Like 2 underdogs to win the titles will be amazing.
Yeah, but I'm kind of on the side with the Wyatts with this one. And I think another thing too when it comes to that, and I saw a post about this too. Yeah. Apparently, when you look at this, 6 years ago, The Fiend debuted at SummerSlam, and then 6 years before then, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family debuted at SummerSlam. And apparently, this is the Wyatt 6's first SummerSlam as a group.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah. So signs are there for them to win. It will be great I think it will be a great, again, another good feel good moment for them to win. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the Wyatts for just the reasons that we had stated here tonight. But oh boy, the one match that I guess, well, two, but I mean, the other one's a triple threat, so I don't really count that in this statement. The one match in this card for night 2 that doesn't really have a stipulation. We got the IC title on the line. Dirty ass Dominic Mysterio taking on AJ Styles. Set up because, hey, AJ Styles wants a title match. He hadn't been able to get a title match. Why is that? Well, Dom was injured. I mean, I think he was like legitimately banged up, but kayfabe, he was injured, quote unquote, with a good old doctor's note getting him out of work and all that.
I believe it was 2 broken ribs. I believe, if I remember what it was.
It is something bullshittery. That's what I have to say, sir.
And AJ Styles had 3 different jobs in one night. He was a valet, he was a janitor, and he was a wrestler.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, AJ works the company. He's a company man, all right. So yeah, but once Dom was finally cleared to compete, the match was set for SummerSlam. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio for the title. Vash, who do you have winning and why?
We should also add the asterisk of extra information to the channel, to the chat, to last week that Dom was also at the AAA event where there's a rumor report that they might be having him go for the AAA title and win that, because there's Dom has himself involved in the Fatal 4-Way, I believe, or it's a triple threat.
I mean, he was booked for that Fatal 4-Way match to begin with.
Yeah, so now it's a big question. It's like, if Dom loses AJ, will he be winning against the AAA title since the world title and hold this over Finn since he has a title in a different company and he's a world champion there?
Yeah.
Or will he win here? And look, if AJ wins, I have no problem. I'll just be more mad, not at Dom. I'll be more mad at the bookers / writers when it comes to Dominic and his booking since WrestleMania. Because, Chad, if y'all don't understand, this is Dom's first fucking title defense, other than counting that one title defense that happened right after WrestleMania, I believe was with
You got this. I believe in you.
It's not Cero Miedo. Oh, what's his name?
Penta,
thank you. I'm drawing blank in my head. I'm like, I have his catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Penta. He had that one title defense right after he won the title, but it was one after WrestleMania. After that, not one title defense. He was supposed to have one with AJ for Saturday Main Event or during Money in the Bank. Those things didn't happen. Then we hear WrestleMania. So if he loses, okay, AJ could elevate it. He could fight with some good people, good IC title matches, because something that we've been wanting since Gunther dropped the title. He had the title for 666 days and good title match all the time. Not all good feuds, but good matches for the title and good feuds here and there. When it comes to Dom and a few other people that had the title after, it's been up in their roller coaster of experiencing the title. But I would love for Dom to win and maybe do something with it. But who would I prefer for story, for what they could do with it, is AJ. Because maybe Dom could do something with Triple A. This man had a big ass pop. Or if they give it to a Grand Americano, he's also loved there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Dewdrop? Who do you think is going to win this match? And are you going with the same reasoning that we had been talking about this whole week?
I mean, yeah, I honestly want AJ Styles to win because it's like we said on the show, he's been putting in a lot of work when it comes to the build to this feud. It's been very entertaining. And I feel like if you're going to be doing anything with AJ moving forward, and like, again, he's not getting any younger as well, give him another world title run. You got to do it. You got to do something with him moving forward. When it comes to really doing something with AJ, he hasn't held a singles title for quite a bit, and I just want to see him with a W again. It's been so long, and I just feel like that title itself, especially with the splash of blue on it, would look really good on him in general. And I mean, if
Oh,
anything,
yes.
yeah, and if anything, with him winning that AAA title, that's just enhancing Dom, because he's going from a mid card title to a world title. And again, like the narrative we've been speaking, that's another thing he can hang over Finn's head. It's almost like he got all the tools he needed to weld, and that's what he came out with. He came out with something else completely different, and it's just it's a better. It's like it would just help evolve. It would just help push the narrative with the story even further too. So.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree full-heartedly because, yeah. Plus, the other thing too with it is, oh shoot, what was I going with that? Fudge nuggets. Oh, AJ. I mean, AJ's my boy, so of course I have to go with AJ on this
Question:
one.
Have you bought new gloves yet?
They haven't sold any.
Oh, they
At
haven't.
least on,
They don't have none.
Oh, damn.
yeah. I know. They don't want none. They don't want none of my money.
No.
I might get those Roman gloves though, because they do
Wait,
have
red ones?
like a cheap pair. They have a cheap pair that's like $30, not like the $80 ones. I refuse to spend $80 on a piece of freaking cloth that I'm gonna wear maybe a couple times and then have the freaking ribbons come off of it. Nah, y'all ain't
That's
getting my
crazy.
money like that. $80 maybe for a Penta mask, sure, that's
Yeah,
fine. I will
yeah.
pay that kind of money. Yeah, nah, I feel like it's gonna be AJ. Because again, with Dom holding, oh, that's what I was gonna say. WWE is never going to pass up the opportunity to put that freaking AAA title on Netflix. Just
Oh
gonna
yes,
throw
on
that out
TV.
there.
I heard that report as well. That imagine the exposure of having the AAA
Yeah.
title on Netflix / on TV weekly, and also I believe I think I saw it a couple days ago. The AAA event back then, that one already has 4 million views on YouTube.
Yeah, no, that did wonder. Like that got a lot of good numbers.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
when it was going live and all that. So yeah, it seems like the team is going AJ on this one. But will the team back up our mascot, or will we go against the mascot of the podcast? Because hey, the U.S. title is going to be on the line in a cage
Ooh.
match. Solo Sikoa taking on Jacob Fatu.
Excited.
Oh my gosh, the build for this, man, the betrayal, the I hate you solos, the return of the GOAT Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga coming into the fray, JC Mateo putting
Yeah,
out
know what I
bangers
mean?
after bangers on SmackDown, and all the while they're just beating down Jacob Fatu. Jacob at least has Jimmy Uso in his corner. I don't know if Jimmy's going to be there during the match. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. But hey, big old cage match. Solo can't outrun or get away from Jacob now. And I mean, technically nobody can get in the ring, but they always find a way. They always find a way to just get around that little caveat. Yeah. Drop, why do you think it's going to be Jacob?
I mean, you're playing in the devil's playground right now. That's just the best way to put it, because you lock yourself inside a steel cage with Jacob Fatu, you're just asking yourself
You're
for
dead.
trouble. I'm sorry. You're just
Well,
you're dead, man. Like I don't know what else to say, but it's like, how do you recover from that? It's like, soon as Solo Sikoa gets locked in there, sure, he might seem all high and mighty when he's in there to begin with, but once he's in there and Jacob starts wailing at him, I mean, he's gonna be getting flung around there like a rag doll. It's almost like you're playing that old game on the computer, the little pinball game, and you got Solo Sikoa as the ball. You keep bouncing back and forth, and you just keep increasing the score over and over and over again. That's essentially what Solo Sikoa is in this scenario. And I never really expected Solo Sikoa to have the title for long. I definitely feel like it was just a way to really advance the story heading into SummerSlam, like we expected it to go down to begin with. But I mean, I can't bet against Jacob, man.
No, it's very hard to bet against Jacob Fatu, and I swear I'll say it here: if Jacob does win, I will buy merch on Sunday
Yeah.
for Jacob Fatu, and if
I
it's
know what
in
I mean.
on time for Anime NYC, I'll wear it there. But what about you, Vash? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Talk to me.
It's for sure gonna be Jacob. This man is Fatu. This man is the Samoan werewolf. This man is. I was about to call him the Nightcrawler. I'm like, I don't think he has the title or moniker on him, but no. But this man is Jacob. Like he literally has been
Mhm.
great with his promos. He's been good. The only person I see that if they come in to help him, is Jimmy, who will probably come and support him as he has the past couple of weeks. As you said, people might try to help him from the other side. With Solo as Hikuleo, which I'm not gonna call him by his current name on WWE because I keep forgetting because they're all gonna sound the same
But
nowadays.
he's taller. He's taller than everybody. That's his
I hate
thing.
that name, dude.
Hikuleo. I'd rather have Hikuleo. That sounds better to me. With Hikuleo and a few others, it's been amazing just to see them grow in what they're doing. So I'm here for it.
He's taller than everybody. Nah, what I can tell y'all exactly what's gonna happen with this match. 'Cause remember that old movie. Well, I say old movie, but remember that movie known as The Avengers? And near the end, when Loki goes up to a certain giant green monster, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you," and then that giant green monster proceeded to just mollywop the crap out of Loki by slamming him into the ground many times, basically neck diffing the poor bastard. That's gonna be this match. That's gonna be this cage match. Jacob Fatu is gonna just absolutely decimate Solo Sikoa. Solo might come in with a steel chair though. He might just enter the cage with a chair. That's just gonna be his only equalizer, and he might get a little bit of hope and all that, but nah, it's gonna be Jacob. It's gonna be the Samoan werewolf. He's gonna go dog walk his ass, gonna prove that he is both King Kong and Godzilla, and just walk away the United States champion yet again. Ah, man. But from one mid card title to another, we've got on the women's side, the women's intercontinental title is on the line in a no DQ, no count out match. Becky Lynch taking on Lyra Valkyria. Set up mainly because these two have had some issues going on this whole year, stemming from WrestleMania, where Becky took out Bailey for that tag title match that they were going to have. The next night on Raw, they lost the titles. Becky turned on Lyra. She ended up beating Lyra for the IC title. They had the triple threat match with Bailey involved at Evolution 2. And just this whole time, Lyra's been just hating the way that Becky's been. And after Lyra wins this 2 out of 3 falls match against Bailey, she's now number 1 contender and is now going to be facing Becky Lynch. The caveat with this, though, if Lyra loses, she can no longer go after the Intercontinental title as long as Becky Lynch holds it. So, drop. Who do you think's going to win this? Why? What do you think of the build? All those wonderful things that we've been discussing with each of these matches. Go ahead, talk to me.
I mean, I'm gonna say Lyra winning this match because again, I like Solo Sikoa. I didn't expect Becky to hold this title for too long because Becky's at the point where her value's worth more than a title itself, whenever she's involving herself with whoever. And I just feel like you give these girls the freedom to go out and do what they want to do, rip each other's heads apart, doing all those fun things that girls love to do whenever they want to just butt heads with one another. I mean, this is the perfect playground for them. They've been feuding for a while. There's a lot of hatred there. They can do whatever they want to go the extra mile. Because every single match that Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria has had has been a banger. The NXT match, the first match at Backlash, and then the other match that they had at Money in the Bank. They've all been very good matches. So I'm expecting this one, honestly, to surpass them all. Because, I mean, with each one, it's just been upping of the previous one. So and you involve a no DQ in there where they don't have to be like a little bit careful of what they want to do, because the other two matches they had to be a little careful with what they wanted to do. Now they can do whatever the hell they want. They could take out whatever weapons, kendo sticks, chairs, tables, whatever the case may be, go out in the crowd for a little bit. Lyra, I mean, God forbid Lyra does that fucking what was it, that little leg drop that she does on Becky. She climbs up on top of something, or whatever the case may be, or she does a fucking moonsault off of there like she normally does. She started doing recently in the ring. I mean, I can't lie and say that I'm not. I can't say that I'm not excited for this match, because I am, because they just delivered every single time. When it comes from a match standpoint, I am super hyped for it. And I do expect Bayley to get involved here. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be one of those things to like screw over Lyra or anything, but I expect her to factor in some way, shape, or form, especially if you want to give her a little spot on the card, because I mean, she's not even not really doing much, so give Bayley a little something on there. I can't really pinpoint what it is she might do though.
Yeah. No, I feel you there. But Vash, I see there's a question mark next to your pick. Why is that per se?
Oh no, that's honestly,
Mm.
Lyra could be it, but do I really want to see her as a 2-time IC title winner already? Like, if it was next year or if it was some time past, but like, you guys already know how I feel when there's the same feud going on. Like, as long as it cooks, yes, but as long as it feeds out of it, it's been feeding. But I don't want to see Lyra as a 2-time. Rather see Bayley or the next person, or Ivy Now, or some other girl that gets an opportunity. Lyra, you already elevated. Maybe go after the world title or something. Like, probably that would make a difference.
She would have to work up her way for that after losing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, with Lyra maybe be back as a 2-time IC title, and you could elevate yourself. But I don't have crazy expectations for something like that. So with Becky, I would prefer her to win because she's been doing good as a title winner. But I want to see other feuds other than like the rotation we have with Bayley and Lyra.
Yeah.
And once Becky wins, Lyra cannot go after the title. So I should rather see something else next.
Honestly, the best way to really fix your problem is whenever they start putting that draft into motion. I feel like they definitely need a draft to switch it on, because at least with that, hypothetically, if Lyra does win, at least if they switch people around, at least you would have like new heads to butt or whatever the case may be. Because I feel like with both shows, just outside of this, they just really need to switch things around so things feel fresh again.
Yeah. And like that, see, that's why I struggle with picking Lyra, because it's like if she wins, then what's next? Because it's like we saw how her first reign went, where they barely booked her for a whole month until she entered the Royal Rumble, and then her first singles match after that, even though it was non-title, she ended up losing to Bayley in a qualifying match for another title shot for a different title and all that.
Yeah.
And then it's been a very rocky road until like after WrestleMania, because then the IC title pictures started growing a little bit more.
Yeah.
So my only fear is if when she gets it, what's next? Because it's like, do we go down the Bayley route again? Obviously we won't be continuing the Becky stuff, because that feud will just be done and over with. But I feel like if Lyra does win, there's going to be a little asterisk next to it, because I think that's what Bayley's going to be doing. Because no matter what Bayley's going to do, it's going to very much leave a stain for the person whoever wins. Because it's like, if Lyra wins because Bayley had done something to Becky, well, now the story here is you couldn't beat Becky without any help. It's one thing to win in a no DQ match, but somebody else came out to help you. Come on, Lyra, what are you doing? So that could still prolong a story for that in the future. But then, they need to do some sort of shakeup after this, so that way Lyra has some new people to feud with, because on the other end of the thing, if Becky does win and Lyra can't go for the IC title, then that opens up the door for other contenders for the IC title,
Yeah.
not just Lyra. We could get Bailey and Becky again, sure, fine, whatever. But like, it just opens it up to even more competitors. I mean, Asuka versus Becky again, Kyrie versus Becky.
Yeah.
They could always run those.
Yeah.
Those are like the first two that came into my mind.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, that's the other thing. They need to do some sort of shakeup and some sort of mix up to make things feel fresh again.
Mhm.
But I mean, I am leaning towards Lyra winning here, because I think Becky's at that point of her career where she doesn't really need this title. Like, she's got it now, it's in her resume and all that, great, cool, neat, whatever. But Lyra kind of needs it more because she needs more of that elevation before getting to the main title picture on the women's side. Because, like, yeah, she could go for the world title, but I don't see her at that level quite yet.
Mhm.
Oh man. But speaking of that women's world title, we're gonna finish off all of our predictions, all of our show with the
On the
women's
final
world.
triple threat.
Yes, with the women's world title triple threat match. We have Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Now, big old story coming through this match. I mean, Rhea and Io, that's a tale as old as time from this whole year, and even just like the past few years as well, where Rhea just cannot beat Io Sky. And now they kind of see themselves not only just because they had a few singles matches this year, and with Evolution 2, they put on a stellar contest between the two of them, which was interrupted by Naomi cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase. So not only do these two have to kind of settle their beef, but they gotta have Naomi in all of this as well, which kind of echoes WrestleMania when Bianca was in that triple threat as well, and Rhea kind of inserted herself into that triple threat. But yeah, so Naomi's looking to retain against these two, and I think the team's kind of all in agreement here that Naomi should come out on top. I mean, she just won the title, and she's kind of one of the hottest acts in the women's division right now, if I'm being honest. Like, she's getting really good pops. Her character work is phenomenal, and of course, she can go in the ring. So she's already checked off the main 3 boxes for me, at least. But what about you, Vash? Are your boxes checked when it comes to picking Naomi for this triple threat, or is there anything that like might come through that might change your mind on some things?
It's gonna be interesting for this match, because Io has said to Rhea, "You have never beat me. You never beat me, ow." So it's like, I think Rhea would be too locked in, on the girl, I said on the girl, on Io Sky, like locking on her target.
Hmm.
But the question is, would this be their downfall? Because Naomi right now has the advantage, and she had a match with Io Sky earlier this year, but that's all we have had. So I'm really curious to see where are we gonna go with these girls, because we know Naomi's gonna win, but what's gonna be next for them? That's why I'm curious.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, what about you, Drop? Do you foresee something being next for any of the women that might lose this match? Could something change your mind when it comes to Io winning?
I'm gonna say Naomi, only because I
Yeah.
feel like they need to give her a little more time with the belt, and I was really happy to see that they caught us off guard during the Evolution PLE when they actually had her win, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting just Rhea and Io to have a match. Rhea would get really, really close, but then Io would end up coming on top and winning the thing. But things ended up heading south. Triple H decided to do something unpredictable, which is honestly one of the best feelings you really have in wrestling, where you don't really know what's happening in front of you. That's normally how you get the organic reactions from your audience. So it's like, she just won it. She just won that title. She's probably not going to be wrestling for much longer, because she did mention before in interviews that she eventually wants to settle down and have a kid and everything. And if you're going
Yes.
around and doing all these extra things all the time, you're not going to really have that much time for that. So at least her with the title for a little bit longer, and then once we get a clear indication as to where things go from there, I'll be like, okay, maybe we could sense it's time, because normally you can sense when it's time that someone's going to drop a belt, and that's how it was with like Cody and several other people. And this is also like another thing as well, to like throw Rhea and Io at Naomi. Throw Io and Rhea at Naomi and have them be, some good names to have under her belt when it comes to people that she beat. Like, yeah, I'm women's world champion. I didn't just pin Io at that one PLE. I actually beat them both at this one, because for all we know, she could pin Rhea in this one. So it's like, you never know where things can go down, but it would just add like a lot more fire underneath her, which I feel like would be pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with Naomi. I expect this to be like definitely one of those matches that's gonna be like a show stealer for sure.
Oh yeah.
I have a question to you guys. Do you think we're gonna get any outside interference, since this is a triple threat? Do you think we're gonna get any interference from outside people?
I don't think so. I feel like it's like I said, once Naomi separated herself from Jade when she won this thing, I feel like that just eliminates anybody here, because I can't really think of anyone that would really get involved here, because the real beef is just between those three ladies. It's just, Io's pissed because she got cashed in on and she lost her title because she didn't see it coming. Rhea's pissed because she was so close to finally being Io and reclaiming that title that she once had. So I feel like it's really centered around them. They normally have like a little Easter egg in between if there is some other person, but nobody really comes to mind.
Yeah, the only person that would be Bianca,
Yeah.
but Bianca's kind of been trying to distance herself from Naomi anyways, at least character-wise. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, why would she just get involved in the match then when Naomi, like, even though, yeah, she's been, calling her and leaving all these messages, like all that stuff, like in kayfabe and everything, it's still like, well, why would I just involve myself? Because if I do, then she's just gonna try to pursue me even harder then. So it's like, nah, I'm just gonna leave her be. I'm gonna do my own thing and just stay here on SmackDown with Jade and whatever Jade's gonna be doing. But yeah, it should be Naomi. And I think the best part too with all this is they've already started planting seeds with her and Stephanie Vaquer for Paris. So already you're starting to build a future show, which can be good, but it also can be bad. But that's neither here nor there when it comes to that conversation. But yeah, it looks like the whole team is going with Naomi on this one because, again, she just won it. Why not? Why not just keep that forward momentum going? Again, she's red hot right now. Keep it up, and you would have something special, especially when she does end up dropping that title. But with all that being said, that we have reached the end of Grappling with the Week this week. Again, we've covered a lot to do with SummerSlam this weekend and all that. Again, 2 nights of SummerSlam, the first 2-night SummerSlam ever. So we'll see how this goes when
In New York, New Jersey. I wish I
Yeah.
could attend as well.
Well, WWE likes to charge out the ass anymore when it comes to tickets. But yeah, so I mean, with that being said, Vash, why don't you hit some lovely plugs for people? Let them know like where they can find us, where they can talk to us, interact with us, all that stuff. Because hey, I'm kind of dumb. I don't know where to look at those things. I don't know where to find those things. Can you help me not be dumb and find
Yes.
these locations?
Chat, if you wonder why Vash should be breaking neck left and right throughout the whole stream sometimes, because he's doing 3 different things. He's doing the stream himself, and he's also editing the audio feed for us to have Weebs of the Ring, Anime Podcast, Off the Bench. If you guys didn't know, we also are under the branch of Anime Week 3 Studio, which it has Animated Podcast, which is talking about conversational podcast, where we talk about topics or media news or things that we're going to talk about. And when it comes to content involving Off the bench. Sorry, guys, I drew a blank there for off the bench. Off the bench content, we have seasonal anime conversation. And when it comes to weekly content, we talk about it there of what we're watching and binging aspect. So go check it out. Those two shows. It's also on the audio side, about to be up to date by the end of or middle month of August. Everything will be up to date of Weebs the Ring, Anime Podcast, Grappling the Week, and Off the Bench. All our content will be up to date in one platform of YouTube, and for the audio side of where you listen to podcasts of Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you listen to, is all gonna be there. Just search us up. For Weebs of the Ring, you will see our logo there. Or for Animal Week 3 Studio, you will see our pirate logo there. You'll find us everywhere else. And also, join our Discord community. Get crazy with us with the Moody Bot. Have fun. Let's get crazy. Roll for us. Other than that, you can find us on our social media. That's down below. That is at Walkers MW, Legendary Vash, Drop This Box, and the hashtag Weebs of the Ring also has a handle as well. So stay tuned for everything you guys find us when we're live, when there's tweets, when there's videos, or anything you guys want to see us more talk about. Comment down below in the description.
Oh, wait, Vash, can you answer me just this one question?
Yes.
If I go to any of these social media sites of ours, will there at least be one banana?
Yes, they have all the bananas. Even some thumbnails have bananas.
Oh,
Banana.
Yeah, gotta get those bananium gens and everything.
Oh my
Yeah, if you
God,
guys
I
don't
need-
know what they're talking about, go check out Jojo's Box, his personal YouTube channel, where he also gave a review of the Donkey Kong Bonanza. Don't be like Vash when you're out with a triple date and you talk about, hey, I heard about it again because he has to switch, and you bring up a different monkey. You bring up the name totally wrong, and you say, yeah, the banjo game is very good, I heard. And I'm like, God damn, I messed up the whole wrong monkey. It's not banjo,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. How do I say that? Crazy.
I also have a video coming out on Monday. No, actually tomorrow, breaking down Pauline's song when it comes to the meaning behind it. So stay tuned for
So
that
go
as
check
well.
that out.
How could you get a bear and a bird mixed up with a banana? A bear eats honey,
Look,
honeycombs, and jiggies.
libations
Not
were had.
bananas.
Libations were had.
Yeah.
Those are freaking libations. All right, you know what I have to say about that? Yeet. But
Yeah.
hey, chat, comments, whatever have you, whenever you're listening to all this, we're gonna yeet on out of here. So thank you for listening to Grappling with the Week. Before we head out, as always, be sure to follow us on all those social media platforms that Vash just took the time to tell you guys about. We are known as Weebs of the Ring on all those social media platforms. Be sure to also use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated, as we are nothing without you tuning in. Grappling with the Week is presented by Animal Week Studio. Thanks to our production team for all of your hard work. Thank you for joining us, and a special shout out to Stu. Hopefully you get your running in this weekend. Hopefully John Cena talks to you, because that's what Cody Rhodes wants. That's what we want as fans. We want the old Stu experience when it comes to John Cena. So hey, hopefully you get your Stu, and thank you for all the hard work that you put in. And thank you once again for joining us, and have a good night. Rest easy. We've got a long weekend ahead of us, and if you want to get some bananas, make sure you get that Switch too. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good
Our
one,
podcast,
guys.
y'all.
Yeah.